stuff.
We could talk about MMA stuff.
Now that I'm doing that,
I mean,
I guess.
it's whatever. I guess I'm the audio guy now. I guess I'm the one in charge of the audio.
Yeah, no, this is great. I think you did good.
I feel pretty professional now.
Yeah, are we recording now?
Yeah, we're totally recording.
Okay,
now.
sweet. How do we sound? Do we sound good? Hopefully we sound great.
I don't know if y'all guys have came that are listening, but I totally just did. So,
well,
is that a weird thing to say?
Maybe, but I think what we need now is we need some of those
rags to clean up.
You might.
Oh, okay.
You might, but
I'm good. I'll just sit in it.
We need some of those like professional sportscaster quality headsets with the so we can with the feedback, you know.
I don't know. So I don't. This thing has like a headphone jack.
Oh, does it? Okay.
But I don't think you can monitor it while you're listening to it. We'd probably need like another system in place.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Forget that.
But I'd be down for that.
No. This is great stuff. So, good job, Mark, on upping our audio quality.
Maybe we just build little like boxes for our heads,
so we can pretend,
and we could just hear the reverberation of our voice.
Oh gosh, that sounds like a nightmare.
We can have like little like plexiglass,
like a sensory deprivation chamber that's just from the head up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we had the plexiglass, like our own little private aquariums.
That also seems weird. I actually saw a guy on the internet. That's where I saw it. He went to a party and he constructed this thing that was like a fishbowl and it was filled with water, and he was just wearing goggles, and there was like a snorkel thing for air to the outside, and there were just like fish like swimming around his head the whole time.
Wow. That's like my dad will tell me something every now and then, like, Mark, did you know that it's very important to monitor the pH levels of your food intake? You don't have a too high of a pH level in your body because that'll be bad for you. I'm like, oh, cool. Where'd you hear that? It's like the internet. No, that's not how it works.
Well, actually, there's some merit to that.
It's like saying the library.
I guess that's true.
I heard it from people.
I heard it from a book. Yeah, so we're just gonna be vague as shit. That's cool. I don't think the MLA would approve that level of citation. No, there actually is some merit to that though, because if you, that's why people can't do the gallon challenge, because it's not necessarily the fact that you can't fit all that milk inside your body. It's that your stomach acid is essentially neutralized by the milk because it's a base.
I think I can drink a gallon of milk.
I don't think you can.
I believe in myself.
Physiologically,
you're just a hater, so
it's supposedly physiologically impossible, because the milk turns all the acid in your stomach into water, basically, more or less, and your body needs that level of acidity there, and so you throw it all up.
That's interesting, because I was taking a calcium and a zinc supplement.
Okay.
And I would take them, and if I didn't take them with food, I get pretty nauseous.
Yeah.
And so, actually, when I went on I had to go on a flight. I was flying all day. And so, normally, I would take that stuff with my lunch. But I was like, okay, I'm not going to have time to take all my gummies and all my healthy stuff. Better do it all early in the morning. And I took it, and I felt like dying the entire day.
Yeah.
So, like, it definitely felt like the calcium and the acid in my stomach was like, hey, let's just die. Let's just not do this anymore.
Well, yeah, when I cut a lot of weight in high school for wrestling, my mom tried to make me take a multivitamin every day, even though I wasn't really eating anything, because she wanted to make sure I got my vitamins, which makes sense. But you can't take stuff like that on an empty stomach. It's just every day it would just be nauseous for an hour or two.
I wish my mom would have like made me eat when I was a kid, because I'm not small.
Yeah,
I'm not a tiny guy.
You're a regular sized person.
Like my brothers are like 6'3" and 6'2".
How tall are you?
Like 5'10".
Okay, yeah, that's what I would put you at. Yeah.
I feel like that's a little bit of like nutritional deprivation that I've experienced.
Yeah, maybe. Same here probably. I probably could have been like 5'8", 5'9", maybe. But nope, just good old 5'6", 66 inches. 66 inches of Andy Abode.
66 inches. So that's how tall I am.
Well, at least now we have an episode name for this one.
66 inches.
Of
What did I call
Abode.
the other ones?
I don't know. What did you call the first one?
First one was What a Whatever.
Whatever,
which we agreed
yeah.
on. And then the second one I called Drugo Coaster.
Yep.
Which
yeah.
Which felt pretty accurate. I think what we need to do for this podcast is we need to go on a vision quest.
Okay. Like the movie Vision Quest?
Like the thing where you do lots of drugs and go to the wilderness.
Oh, you can do that and I'll supervise.
I said we. I mean, it's cooperation here.
Right. We can go on it together, but you'll be doing all the drugs.
Okay. Yeah.
It'll be like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Awesome. I've seen the thing where Johnny Depp turns around and talks to the guy in the back seat, but I've never actually seen it.
Oh, you've never seen that
Like,
movie?
we're in Bat Country, yeah.
We can't stop here. This is Bat Country.
Okay, that's what he says.
Yeah.
And then they put that into Avenged Sevenfold song.
Did they?
I think they did.
I
In the song Bat Country, they sampled Bat Country, or whatever.
I don't listen to Avenged Sevenfold. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, and I did in like 2006
That's pretty cool.
or whenever they were. Well, when I was like, what is that?
Middle school?
12 years old.
Yeah, whatever.
That's a pretty cool story, dude. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, totally gonna need that vision quest for the podcast now.
Vision Quest but that's a Native American concept. They would sometimes a lot of Indians did, or Native Americans. I'm sorry. Let's keep this correct.
About the Redskins.
Okay. Thank you, Mark.
Oh, them bitches that
Wait,
died.
we haven't done an intro to this
They
podcast
died from
yet.
blankets. Well, this can be it. I'll just take this out and put it in front.
Okay. Well, this is the Uneducated Statements podcast, episode 3, with Andy
Is it really
Abode.
3? And Mark Joseph. Is it 3?
Oh,
Yeah, it's been 3. Okay.
yeah. We're not counting the first couple.
No. I mean, they're not anywhere for people to listen to.
Yeah,
Or at least yet they're not.
I think there are probably some copies floating around the black market, but especially in Japan, because we have a big following in Japan.
On the Silk Road website,
Yeah,
you can get yourself a sex slave, opium, in episodes of this podcast that have not ever been released.
Yeah.
And the FBI is going to come looking for you. So watch out. I really hope these pop filters do pretty good, because I get kind of poppy and snaky when I talk sometimes.
Oh, I wouldn't know about that.
Just smack my lips.
I don't know. I haven't really noticed anything about my voice like that, other than the fact that I'm very monotone. So, yeah, this is making me really uncomfortable.
I know lots of people hate that noise too. Like, it's just like the sound like people like eating into a microphone or smacking their lips.
Right. Which is why one of our ground rules is that you're not allowed to eat during the podcast.
Is it really?
Yeah, you don't remember all my ground rules?
I remembered none of them.
Okay, so
What's rule number? Let's not start from the beginning, because I feel like that's overdone. Let's start like rule 8.
Rule 8
8.
is covet thy neighbor's wife.
Okay. Do your neighbors have wives?
Yeah, because I covet them. I actually don't know. I haven't met any of my neighbors, really. Met the guy across the street. They seem okay.
It looks like they have a lot of those like electric toy cars that kids sit in that you get from Toys R Us, but they actually don't have a battery or a motor in them.
Right.
And the kids just kind of like play around with the shell, and they have to run around and push each other in them.
I mean, that still seems fun.
Yeah, but so like that's kind of specific because it's kind of like something true to my childhood.
Oh.
But knowing the fact that it's supposed to have a motor in there and a battery,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not how it works, it makes it significantly less fun.
Sure, I guess I could see that. I don't know. I never had any of those growing up. I was mainly just an action figure.
Oh, I didn't even have one.
Oh,
Like my friend had one. I was like, man, you're rich, dude. You got the shell of a thing that's broken that doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Lucky.
well, I guess oh, that's kind of fucked up. But it gives kids a really good
exercise.
Well, that, but it also gives them a nice look into their future when they're going to have actual car parts on their lawn um, instead of fake plastic ones.
I mean, that's what your neighbors kind of look like, so.
No, my neighbors are fine. There's a guy, an older guy. He was weird. I was just hanging out here at home, and there's this guy rings the doorbell, and he wanted to change my roommate's tire because it's.
And he wanted money. He wanted money for that.
Well,
obviously.
he didn't say that, but he was saying, well, you guys can use my jack, and we'll help you change it out. And
I doubt he was just being like a good, cool dude, though.
well, I like to think that he was, but my roommate wasn't around, and it was super weird because he was like, he said, "Oh, well, we can just change it for him right now," and I was like, I don't want to do that. If he's here and he wants to do it, I'll help out, but he's not, and I kind of just don't want to do that right now.
Maybe
but
he's just a nice feller.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice to know that someone was looking out, but other than that, I don't know anything about my neighbors.
Well, definitely one of them. I mean, how many houses are on the street?
6, 7.
About 6, 7. Okay, maybe 2 of them are meth labs, statistically speaking.
Statistically.
This part of town.
No, this isn't that bad of a part of town.
The part of town that I live in is
Mhm.
actually pretty good. And there
Right.
was a SWAT raid on a house the street over, which is nicer than the street I live on.
Mhm.
Much nicer. Lawyers, doctors, representatives and stuff. And I want to say the dude was the state representative. His sister owned a house in there, and the SWAT raided their house because they had a meth lab in it.
Oh, jeez. That's great.
So if that can happen to them, I'm sure. Maybe like all your neighbors have meth labs.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we're the only one that
We're the
doesn't.
weird ones here.
Yeah. Huh. It'd be an interesting block party.
Yeah.
Just everyone's like, "Why are my teeth itchy? What'd you put in the spinach dip?" Yeah, what were we talking about before though?
Vision Quest.
Vision Quest. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
A medicine
People
walk.
always think that
A medicine walk, if you will.
Well, no, people always think that Native Americans exclusively went on Vision Quest or they took peyote whenever they tried to do that, but that's not true. A lot of it comes from just being out in nature and
starving because.
well, no,
there's
it's
no
almost
buffalo.
it's almost like what a lot of like Tibetan monks and stuff do. They go out and just meditate in nature until they like have some crazy vision. The Native Americans did the same thing too.
I feel like they did drugs.
Well,
Lots of drugs.
what I'm saying is drugs were sometimes involved, but not every single time. It wasn't.
I feel like every single time.
Yep. We'll just make broad sweeping generalizations. It's fine.
Yeah. And they're also all alcoholics.
Yep.
And they have red skin. I don't know any other like derogatory terms for Native Americans.
It's probably good.
I mean, I think that speaks poorly of the public education system.
No, I think that's a good
well.
thing. But no, there's actually it's surprising how many places in America really take those stereotypes seriously. Because unfortunately, there's a lot of places where some of those stereotypes are incredibly true. I know one of my roommates in college, he's from Billings, Montana, and they lived really close to, well, actually, some of the land that they had was, I can't remember the term they used, if it was leased or rented from the Crow Indian reservation. And there used to be a lot of
Geronimos. I guess that's
just
be offensive. That's just a name for one of them.
Yeah, that was just a really.
If you call them all that, I feel like, hey Geronimo, like calling every black guy Jermaine.
Yeah, or
offensive.
calling, I don't know, calling you Moshe.
Or Tevye, or Ari,
Ari. Wait, I've never
or
actually.
Jorma.
I've never heard Tebia.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you never seen Fiddler on the Roof?
Oh yeah, okay.
That's like the main character's name.
Yeah, yeah, but that's.
If I were a rich man, yabba dabba dabba dabba, yabba dabba dabba da. Or the Gwen Stefani song that's like, if I were a rich. I guess that's not Fiddler on the Roof, but I'm trying to draw a connection there.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, what I was trying to say is, I'm disappointed I don't have more offensive terms for Native Americans in my lexicon.
Right.
I was trying to think of the word lexicon. I couldn't think of it earlier.
That's what you were looking up on your phone?
Yeah. Now let's look up offensive terms for Native Americans.
Let's not. It's not and say
I bet
we
there's
did.
some combination of like red and then like the
No, that's
N-word.
one of the other ground rules of this podcast is you're not allowed to look anything up because it's supposed to be uneducated.
But yeah, that's how we're. What?
Right. So we're just supposed to talk about what we think we know, and we can't look for clarification.
Yeah, but I feel like if I try to think of offensive names for Native Americans, I'm gonna come up with something a lot more offensive than what.
Well, how about you
exists
just
in the world.
don't?
I really want to.
No. You can start another podcast that's just offensive statements podcast.
Native Americans, the racial slur database.
No.
rsdb.org.
No.
Fantastic. I'll pick a good one. Keep
No,
going.
we're
What are we
not.
talking about?
We're not doing this. This is one of the other ground rules.
The top one. Do you
I
know what the
don't
first
want to
one
hear
is?
it.
It's
I
pretty
don't-
simple.
I don't care.
Alcoholic. Then it's apple. Oh my god. Oh, actually, I'm not amused by this at all. This is disgusting. Sorry. Oh, there's one that is just something combined with the N-word. How
Yep,
about that?
Sounds about right. Really, really clever contributions were made to this website, I'm sure. A lot of
Oh, engine. Duh. How did that not come up into my head?
like car engine, right?
Like, yeah. Well, did I say it like that?
Because they're really hardworking, industrious people.
Mm-hmm. They just keep on turning. Yeah, there's quite a few that are just combinations of the N-word and like wilderness things.
Yep, sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Are you not amused by this?
Not at all.
I'm thoroughly amused by this. Huh. Cool.
So did you get it all out of your system? Are we done now?
I mean, it definitely piqued an interest for me.
Okay, sweet. We're done with that. Awesome.
That segment is over.
No, I could be down for a vision quest though, but the kind of vision quest where we just go out and meditate in nature and then look up the sky and then see our spirit animal. That sounds pretty good to me.
Well, you're getting off topic because we want to do this for the podcast. We want to improve the podcast. How spirit animals aid us in this endeavor?
Well, spirit animals aid you in all avenues of life. Don't you know how spirit animals work?
No, I don't actually. I know people say like, "Oh my goodness, Xbox One is my spirit animal."
Yeah, people just say stupid stuff because they don't know anything about spirit animals. And let me tell you, I don't know anything either, but I have a pretty good idea.
I mean,
Okay, I haven't found my spirit animal yet. But
I read The Golden Compass. Is it like that?
That's the one where the kids like kill God, right?
In the third book, I believe they kill God.
Yeah, my mom wouldn't let me read that when I was a kid.
Oh, I read it, and I didn't pick up like any like notes of like atheism or
Nihilism or whatever the hell.
yeah. I didn't pick up anything like, oh, this is well, like they do call like the little kids pets. They call them like demons,
Okay.
but it's spelled with like the combo AE thing. I don't know what the fuck that's called.
Oh,
What's it called?
I don't know what it's called. But like, are you talking like ether, like aether?
Alephius. That's what it's called.
That's not right.
It's called an Alephius.
Nope.
Like the way they spell maester in fucking well, they don't spell it the combo AE. Do they in Game of Thrones?
I don't
Song
know.
of
I
Fire
haven't
and
read
Ice?
the books. I haven't read the books. So
Have you watched the show?
yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
but do you not like words?
No,
You're not-
I like
you're not
them
big on
fine.
words?
I just really
Words
had
with your
to.
eyeballs.
I just had to catch up
So
quickly.
you have books here. Do you not read these? Are these just to
No,
impress people?
no.
I feel like you don't even know words. I feel like,
Yeah, I
you're a fraud.
don't know how to read.
You don't
The
words
secret's
good.
out. 22 years old. Andy Abode doesn't know how to read.
I mean, that's cool.
That could also be the name
What
of
are
this
you?
episode.
Some sort of uneducated engine?
Sure.
Wow, that felt gross actually saying that. I'm
Yeah,
so
good.
sorry. I'm so
Good.
sorry, everybody.
You're becoming a better person.
You know,
slowly but surely.
what was I thinking about the other day? So you're like an English dude. Wait, is your degree like English literature? Is it just like English? Is it
Yeah, English literature.
just English literature? So I feel like going with that, you like kind of like study like kind of broad general sense communication of some sort. And like you've had to get used to like communicating your ideas, even if they're just ideas about other people's ideas. Does that make any sense?
One more time.
Writing essays and actually talking to people that aren't socially retarded when you're in college, maybe to a certain degree.
Wait,
I'm trying to get to a point about like spontaneous conversation.
Yes.
And how that lends itself to like this and other stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And like I was like looking at numbers and stuff like that. And talking to people that aren't good at conversation.
Oh yeah, because
So,
you
like,
spent time talking to engineers. Yeah, good
my
luck.
fucking part of my brain that does conversation, especially spontaneous conversation, it's like it's not very good. It's not very strong if it was a muscle.
I would probably
It's definitely
agree with you.
atrophied over the years, I think, especially in college. Like I think I was better at like just talking to random people in high school.
I think that's definitely something that can atrophy. You know, it's. I kind of feel like it's probably one of those things that people are more naturally inclined to. You know what I mean? There's a natural inclination for it, but some people just don't have it, and it gets worse, or it could get better. You know, it's like people who do stand-up comedy because they want to get better at public speaking or whatever. You know, some people are just naturally good at it, but other people have to really think about it and work at it.
Yeah, well, like, the thing that I heard it was from the texting versus phone call preference.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the younger generation, they prefer texting. The older generation, they prefer phone calls. So if you get a group of people that grew up having to call people on the phone, not texting as a primary form of communication, you put those people in the room and like they make small talk pretty easily.
Yeah.
And they're all sitting there having a nice conversation. You put a bunch of people our age and younger, and they don't even talk to each other.
Yeah, I know it's terrible.
Even if they wanted to, like even if their phones were all dead, they'd be kind of like, so.
Yeah, you know how often I find myself talking to strangers and stuff just about the weather, and I just want to scream. It's just because it's not.
I mean, it doesn't have to be about the. If it's about the weather, like fuck that guy. Like, why are you?
Well, around here it's always like sure it's hot outside. Yeah, it's oppressive. It's insane. I sweat so easily. Great conversation. We're really getting somewhere. Like.
I don't like talking about the weather in general.
Well, now we're talking about the weather, and we're doing this. Stop
it's
it!
Such a bullshit
Just
thing.
stop
to
it
talk
right
about.
now.
I'm talking about this is meta though. We're talking about people talking about it.
But
Let me. Bah.
We're still like saying nothing though. Is what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, yeah.
it's not like we're gonna make any groundbreaking statements.
No, I don't like talking about the weather because I feel like if you have to do shit anyway,
yeah,
and you have to be outside and deal with the weather,
everyone's aware of what it's
then
like.
focusing on it doesn't make it easier.
That's true.
It's like the way I kind of treat the weather is like if I'm wearing, a pair of socks that isn't really comfortable or a shirt that's like kind of itching this one spot, I don't fucking think about my shirt being like, oh, it's too tight around the armpits. I'm going to focus on that all day. I just kind of like wear it and forget about it. It's like the same thing with the weather. Oh, is it hot and shit? Okay, just acknowledge that, put it aside, and like, all right, let's go fucking mow the grass now.
Sure. Yeah.
So fuck those people talking about the weather.
No, talking about our
They need to go
generation.
on
That's
a vision quest. You need to see what kind of assholes they're being.
right. Yeah, they need to find their spirit animal.
Yeah.
I can't wait to find mine. I
Hopefully
feel like it's
camel.
going to be a really big deal for me.
Horned toad or a rattlesnake, something that's good at enduring the heat.
Well, you don't pick your own spirit animal. It picks you.
Did I say pick it? I don't know what I said.
Wait, didn't you say you'd think yours
I
is?
said hopefully it is.
Okay.
Hopefully they select their spirit animal and they pick, there's a fire type, water type, and grass type. So hopefully they pick the one. But you don't want to turn too many HMs, and you're probably you probably pick the fire type. So And if you can learn surf or fly, that'd be pretty good too.
My Pokemon Go account actually got deleted by accident. Like Niantic, the company that does it, they did like some updates, and a bunch of accounts and features were deleted. And
aren't they? They're not backed up or anything. They're not like.
Well,
did you sign in with Google or did you sign in with?
Yeah, I signed in with Google. I haven't been able to. I signed in. I haven't been able to get it back yet. But
dude, you should sue.
No, if it doesn't come back, that's probably a good thing.
You should sue.
In all honesty, that's probably.
I will represent you in court.
It's probably fine if it doesn't come back.
I'm honestly, I got done with that like 2 weeks ago. Like I played for 3 days and I was like, okay, something else now.
Yep. I don't know, just one of those things. Still, I don't know. I think it probably will hopefully be a little bit bigger than a fad, but I don't know. Everyone that's not a super big Pokemon fan will probably fade out here soon.
Pokemon.
But no, one of the things I wanted to talk about was I was doing a lot of thinking about our generation lately. Like, have you noticed that everyone kind of our age is super nostalgic? You see all this stuff like you see all this stuff like only 90s kids will remember this, or isn't it cool that they're bringing this back? They're rebooting this. You remember this from when we were kids? Blah blah. I feel like that's such a common thing for people to talk about, that are close to our age, anyways, and you don't really see that in kind of older people.
I feel like they're just really stupid. People our age. And they don't know many things about the world in general, or like they're not learning things and no facts good.
Sure.
And so they're like, hey, I know this thing. I'm going to just keep talking about this thing that I know. Hammer that home. What? Something new that I got to learn about? Psh, that's not what the 90s was about.
Well, I don't know. Think about then as opposed to now. If we were one of these weird and we might be the only generation where there was such an incredible technological advancement. There have been so many technological advancements like since we've been alive, but we remember what it's like kind of back in the day before smartphones existed, before computers were everywhere, and we were kind of the kids that still had to play outside all the time and do stuff like that. Video games were a very new thing, and you actually had to call people on the phone. But we did kind of grow up with all this stuff, with the world kind of changing and shaping, like being shaped by the new technology. And so we were kind of, we were neither a non-technical generation, and we're not exactly a technical generation either, because we remember what it's like before we had all that technology. You know what I mean? Like our kids are going to be, like techie. You know, they'll always, they're going to grow up with the internet, and they don't remember what it's like to not have the internet. But our parents, didn't have it, and they're just now seeing it, but they're already grown up. But during our developmental years, the world itself was developing into this kind of technological world. You see what I'm saying? So there's that huge gap, but it happens so quickly that we were kind of accelerated into this. Hey, you remember what it was like before the internet? Wasn't that crazy? Like, you remember how simple it was back then?
Kind of, yes, but also like when I talk to people, they're always like nostalgic about like shit that was like on Cartoon Network.
Well, okay,
I think that are they yearning for a simpler time?
I think that's the base level, and that's what gets everyone on board. But for me personally, I think it's about
like I remember like when Razor scooters came out.
Ooh, yeah, no, I remember.
It's fucking insane.
No, but
are we talking about that kind of technology? Because that's pretty high tech shit.
No, what I really get on
mini disc players, where are those?
Well, what I get on board with is just being outside all the time, going to the pool as a kid, and coming inside and just being absolutely amazed by like, hey, we can actually play video games too, but not that much. It was a really simpler time. Everyone wasn't so.
Children these days are so cynical now.
Wait, what?
You show them something new and you're like, get that fucking shit on my face. It's not an iPad. I don't care about this. What? Huh? I got access to Pornhub, okay? I just have to click this checkbox that says I'm 18. You know what I've seen, man? I'm 5. Do you know what I've seen? Get my face. No. No, I don't want to play with the squeaky toy. I don't care if it's a bear. Okay?
Well, I never really had access to
Too cool.
to the internet until I was like
jaded.
8th grade, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I never.
was pretty lucky. I went to a middle school where actually they gave everyone laptops.
Really?
It wasn't like a great like fancy school either. It was just like they had money and they're like, here's a laptop. So that was like starting in, I think I won in 6th grade. 6th grade through 8th grade, we had laptops.
That's wild.
But like fucking, I mean, like everyone's always like, oh, dude, remember Dragon Ball Z growing up? And you come home from school and you watch it, and fucking Goku and Gamma Jew, they would fight each other. And I'd be like, I didn't watch Cartoon Network because I didn't have cable until like I was in the 4th grade.
Right.
And also, the only people that I knew that watched that shit were fucking losers.
Wow.
So I didn't have the desire to watch that.
Well, you know,
I'd wake up like Saturday morning and go like watch fucking Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh at my friend's house down the street.
yeah. I don't know. I just feel like we're.
And then into 8th grade. Damn.
I just feel like
That's
we're
insane.
very.
Not even dial-up?
What?
Did you not experience dial-up?
Well, I did, but I just.
Just jumped right into broadband?
I don't know, for whatever reason, I wasn't really ever that interested in using a computer until I was kind of a teenager. And I remember I wanted to use it just because everyone was using AOL Messenger, and I wanted to talk to a girl I had a crush on or whatever.
In 2008?
Hmm?
Damn.
No, this was like 2007, I'm thinking. Maybe it was like 7th grade.
Because like MySpace was pretty bumping at that time. Like, why would you not just fucking use the MySpace Messenger?
Well, what I'm saying is like the first thing I remember is AOL, and then it was the MySpace thing.
You were already too old by the time you had internet that you're using antiquated software.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're very wrapped up and consumed with this.
I see people that are like too nostalgic for things that I'm pretty sure they weren't ever really interested back in the day. Like people with like Game Boy Color phone covers on their phone. I'm like, did you even really play the Game Boy? They're like, oh yeah, oh my goodness, all the time. That one game with the color that you played on
see,
it?
that's what I'm saying. Is it's this weird obsession with nostalgia, and like I'm guilty of it too. I just bought these PlayStation 1 games.
It's
kind
of like combined with like the everyone's a nerd type culture, you know?
Yeah, and I'm not saying that people are fake that do it. I'm trying to figure out. Well, I'm trying to figure out why everyone is so incredibly obsessed with, delving into this nostalgia. It's just, it seems excessive. How?
I mean, is there anything like really big going on globally or nationally that anyone really identifies with?
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like if maybe if like Bernie Sanders was still running, everyone would be like all aboard the Bernie train. We'd like see less of these people. The same people, but they wouldn't be talking so much about nostalgia. Like they would identify more with like, yeah, we gotta save the oppressed and the economy. I think they're looking for like an identity, and there's nothing really going on.
Okay, so you think it's more about the people than the actual thing?
Era.
Like, yeah. Okay.
I mean, well, the era is part of it, but I think they're looking for something to identify with, and like, there's not much.
Yeah, there really isn't, but at the same time, you don't see a lot of older people outside of the people who are crazy about the music from back then. They're not like, oh, remember the 70s? The 70s were fucking cool, or the 60s back when remember the civil rights movement? That was awesome, right? And
but maybe the people I know are like huge racists. But
no,
I think they weren't really involved with the civil rights. They're just kind of like, eh.
What I'm saying is, like, I feel like other generations had these incredible movements and these incredible changes go on, but you don't see them being overly nostalgic. And maybe they were when they were in the 20s or whatever, but I just, like, you even see it in, people who are as old as like 30 or so. They're nostalgic for the same things we are, but
fuck those people. They're not cool.
no, I don't know. But so you think it's the people who just like are struggling with their identity?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a sociologist.
Well, I know you don't have to be. This is the Uneducated Statements podcast. It's fine.
Oh, I mean, I'm a sociologist, and my theory is that, hearkening back to the days of Alexander the Great, various peoples of copious regions, both nondescript and very specific to our specific geological principles, were congregating in order to form.
You're putting me to sleep right now. Let me just stop you right there.
Identity for which the individual was paramount to the expression of self. I'm pretty sure I said nothing there. I kind of blacked out for
I think you said a whole lot of nothing.
A good solid 15 seconds, and
yeah.
I couldn't tell you what I just said.
I think it probably all ties back to 9/11.
Do you remember 9/11? I don't.
Dude, that sounds like I was making a joke, but I don't know. I don't really want to get too deep on this podcast, but I wasn't really aware of myself as an individual until 9/11.
I'm kind of...
Is that what... well, see, because like I was living in New York at the time, and I have memories from when I was a kid, but I don't really...
Is that when you said like you turned on? Like, oh.
Well, I suddenly became very, very aware of myself, if that makes sense.
Right.
I can remember doing things, but I don't remember having super conscious thoughts. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because, I can remember playing with my Game Boy or swimming in the pool as a kid, but...
It's like when you fucking activated, kind of.
Yeah, I don't remember having complex thought until then. And I remember the first thing was... we were at school, and in the middle of the morning session of class, just literally everything stopped, and they turned on all the TVs in all the classrooms, and we watched the second tower go down, and I don't know, man, it was fucked. Like, getting kids had what?
No, keep going. I'll say my thing afterwards.
I don't know. Kids started crying because they had parents working in the city and stuff, and fuck. I remember.
I don't want to say my thing now.
Well, good, because it's
probably... I was trying to be really facetious.
It's probably gonna be some real ignorant stuff coming from Mark Joseph.
Can I?
Yeah.
9/11 was always really inconvenient for me.
God.
Because we didn't actually watch it, like the news footage when it happened that day at school. And so then for the rest of my public education, every year around that time, when you'd be sitting in English class, we're like, all right, write about how you felt when 9/11 happened. I'd have nothing to write about, and I'd have to, like, try to write something, and I'd be freaking out. Like, what do I write? And everyone else had, like, these really good stories. Like, I remember, like, my senior year of high school, one girl was talking about her experience of, with, like, 9/11, and they had, like, all the kids didn't know what was happening, but they gathered all the teachers in one room, and they were all, like, sitting down on the floor watching the TV, fucking, like, crisscross applesauce, looking up at it, and all the kids were, like, standing around. It was just kind of, like, poetic. Like, all the teachers were acting like children, and all the children were, like, not... I don't know.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with that, like, you're probably too young to... I would...
No, we definitely didn't watch it.
Well, yeah, I would...
We're just kind of like, all right, keep going with the alphabet, or whatever, first grade, so, like, keep going with Cat, Tom, Matt, Rug... Keep going with those lessons. I
would be willing to bet that most kids in America didn't understand. At our age, I was in third grade. I don't know about you. Second grade, first grade?
I was in first grade.
First grade? Yeah, third grade. That's weird because we're the same age.
What happened in 2001? I was math aged old.
No, I think a lot of kids didn't really understand the gravity of the situation.
How were you in third grade?
I started early. I started school when I was like 4, and I was always young. I don't know.
I've always been young.
I've always
been very young for my age.
Yeah. I mean, could probably say that about you because you're wildly immature. But
extremely.
No, I'd be willing to bet that a lot of kids didn't understand the gravity of the situation when it happened, but just by virtue of the fact that we were so close to it, where I was living, and it directly affected people around me, that I don't know. I feel like it had a super big impact, and I remember first feeling bad, but I remember, and I think this is the first memory I have that has like a conscious thought associated with it, was riding the bus home from school that day because everyone went home early. And
lucky.
My first thought was why are we going home early? And then the kid in the seat behind me said, my dad works worked in the trade center. I don't know if he's gonna come home today. And I remember thinking, wow. I was like, holy shit, my dad works in the city sometimes. I wonder if my dad's going to come home. And I remember I like almost lost it on the bus. What was crazy is, when I got home, you could see we were 35.
I'm super depressed now, by the way, because now my story about my experience with 9/11 and how it made me inconvenienced isn't so funny.
No, it's okay. I have a story that'll lighten the mood here at the end. It's fine. Yeah, I don't know why did we get on this? This sucks. This isn't funny at all.
Happened? Hopefully, we're talking about identities and 9/11s and
hopefully someone
nostalgia.
Finds this. Hopefully
Pokemans.
Yeah. Hopefully someone finds this conversation at least interesting, enlightening.
At least high fidelity audio. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Nice and smooth.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's picking up everything that's going on in this house. Like, our audio's gonna be super shit, or you're not gonna be able to hear us.
Yeah.
No, it'll be fine. Bush playing 9/11. Keep going.
We lived probably 35, 40 miles outside the city, and you could see the smoke from the city from my backyard. And I remember I got home, and my mom, rushed me inside, and the thought process was, no one knew what the other targets were because, people knew that it was the towers and the Pentagon, and there was one going to the White House, but that was I can't remember the flight number, but they
made a movie about it.
Yeah, that was the one where the passengers fought back and they crashed the plane. But my mom had actually, she was planning to go to Windows on the World, which was the restaurant at the top of one of the towers. We had just moved there like a month or a few weeks before, and my mom was planning to go to the Windows on the World, but she stayed home to do my laundry. So that's good. Whoa. I guess. My dad came home early from work too, because he worked across the river in New Jersey.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, so
I've never been to New Jersey. I just hear terrible things about it.
Yeah, it smells bad.
New Jersey.
It smells really bad over there. So for all you listeners in New Jersey, take a shower. I don't know. Yeah, okay, so that was all kind of a bummer.
Yay, we're all sad now.
No, one of the things I do remember, and I'll probably never forget it.
Happy story now, please.
It was that same day.
God damn it.
No, because we were listening to the...
Peek out on the audio? No, I didn't. Okay,
we were listening to...
Opie and Anthony. Howard Stern.
No, we were listening to the news coverage, and they were saying that they believed that the perpetrators were Islamic extremists from the Middle East. And there's this one kid in our class, he was Indian, and his name was Raj. But when they said Islamic extremists from the Middle East, literally everyone in my class turned and looked at Raj. and he kind of just raises his hands and he says, he literally said, "Don't look at me, I'm Hindu." And even though that was like probably one of the shittiest days in recent recorded history, that shit's hilarious. There's no way getting around that.
9/11's a joke to you?
No, not at all.
9/11, is that what you just... Oh, I got it. Raj.
Poor
is
Raj.
brown. Don't look at me.
Let's see. So anyways.
Let's just be really quiet and sad for the rest of this now.
Yeah.
'Cause there's really nowhere else to go.
We'll just have probably, 20, 30 minutes of silence. Yeah. It's probably appropriate. Anyways.
So Pokemon, huh?
Nope. So I started doing those MMA classes.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that.
That's
I feel like I'd be
interesting.
pretty good at that because I can take down my dog pretty easily. He only weighs like 60 pounds, but like he's feisty.
Yeah. He seems tough.
He does things that are against that you wouldn't get in an MMA situation. So I feel like I have that upper hand. Like he'll bite, he'll sneeze on me.
Oh yeah.
But then like I also like blow on his ears,
Right.
which I feel like that wouldn't really help.
And you grab his tail.
No, I don't. No, what? No, that's cheating.
Is it?
Yeah. Anyway, I like to put like little like triangles and
Okay.
he likes to wiggle around. So I feel like I'd be pretty good at that. I feel like I'm a natural.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things they say in MMA is if
you can take down a dog.
If you can take down a dog, you can take down any man.
Nice.
So you're
Ruff.
you're probably well on your way. No, it was
I could take down a sure dog.
I thought I was just
That's the MMA website.
I thought I was going to just do jiu-jitsu and roll around and stuff. And I thought I was going to be
Get a
fine.
half chub. What?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Don't beat me up.
I thought it was going to be fine because, I've, wrestled for a lot of my life. But got there, and then it was like a striking class, and I learned about Muay Thai, and I was really bad at it.
What is a Muay Thai?
It's actually
Is it like
a drink.
Really good Thai?
It's a drink, and it's a lot of Thai, actually, is what it means. And it's a drink.
That's a Gungan, right? That's the language. Like when
Sure,
Jojo's like Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Come on, Annie. Miso thriso. Muay Thai.
It's
Misa Jar Jar Binks.
it's also a really high end drink with a lot of different alcohols in it.
Is it really?
That usually white people drink on vacation.
Oh.
Muay Thai.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh. Misa Jar Jar Binks.
Great. We probably just lost like half of our listening.
No, we're
our
getting
audience.
synergy here. We're combining MMA and Star Wars and alcoholics.
and
Dumb.
Spanish.
Dumb bitches. That way.
No, I'm
Mai Tais.
Yes.
I got it now.
It's about time.
I've just been feeling really slow, like mentally. Slow to the mental draw lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I was really bad at it. I really off balance trying to do the kicks and stuff.
Watch Ong Bak or The Guardian. Some Tony Jaa movies.
Not familiar.
He's a martial arts action guy.
Interesting.
Does Muay Thai stuff. There's some sick flying knees.
No, not there yet. No, but it was a good workout, and then we did some. I did I guess some jiu-jitsu with some of the guys.
Jiu-jitsu.
We rolled around and did some submission stuff, and which was fine because I could take everybody down, but it's weird how the foundation that I have translated really well, but the I guess the state of mind that you need for wrestling is totally different because, if you take someone down and you take them to their back, that's what you're trying to do. And
Take me down to Funky Town. I don't know, that's funny, but okay.
I don't know, jiu-jitsu, when you take someone down on their back, that's like a neutral position, so they would put me in their garden and stuff, and I'd think, oh wow, I did it. I did a good job. Okay, mission accomplished. We're good to go. And then they'd put me in some sort of weird thing, and I didn't know what to do. And then I'd start feeling really uncomfortable, and
like a bondage situation, like a 50 Shades of Grey thing.
No, I'd be fine with that.
I totally have not been paying attention. I just heard you said put you in a weird thing and uncomfortable positions.
That's fine. Yeah, that's probably how our audience is reacting to this too. But no, it was good. It was a fun thing. I'm gonna keep doing it. Hopefully, I'll be able to get.
Like you do.
I can be a hot boy again.
Like you do. Touch me like you do. What? A hot boy?
Yeah, that's my goal.
All right. That's cool.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm obviously a very shallow individual, so
I'm cool with that.
I only care about looks, specifically how I look.
Wait, so you're cool with ugly people?
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of feel offended if I put a lot of effort into my appearance and then I go out and other people obviously haven't put as much in.
Okay.
I'm totally serious too. Like, I'm joking a little bit, but like, I fucking hate going to restaurants. And like, I'll lose my appetite sometimes when I look around. Like, everyone just looks super unhealthy, and I'm like, "You guys eat this food? I'm about to eat this food. I don't know if I want this food." Or like, you go to like fucking like Sprouts or a health food store, and no one there ever looks healthy.
What?
Have you ever seen any healthy people shop at Sprouts?
I've never been there. What is Sprouts?
It's a health food store.
Okay.
You buy your organic food there, and pistachios. You can scoop them out of the barrel. Pay $8 a pound for pistachios.
That's probably. Remember when we were talking about the weird stuff in grocery stores? That's probably something.
I don't remember that.
You were talking about.
I've only been sober or having conversations with you like twice.
That's
all the conversations we've had.
Out of all of them?
This is the second time. Yeah, all of them ever.
Yeah, this is the second time. Wow. Wow. Well, good for you, man.
Look at me.
That's good.
Where's my cone? Where's my cone? my 30-day cone. My waffle cone.
No, we were talking on one of the podcasts about
spontaneous conversation.
You in Sicily, Italy, whatever.
Oh yeah, the pizza thing.
Yeah, the pizza that you could just buy at a grocery store that was just out, like fruit.
Yeah, just out in the like the produce.
That's probably something weird for other countries. Is just we put out like nuts, and then there's just like candy too.
Well, like
I don't know. I'm just speculating. I don't really know.
When we had the Olympics in the United States, and like one of them in like the 80s.
In Atlanta.
Yeah, the Russian Olympic team, like they would go to grocery stores and be like, "What the fuck is going on here? They just have food out here? What? Why is there so much food?"
Well, because in Russia they keep everything behind, or they kept most things behind the counter, right? Because they were super regulatory when it came to food and shit.
At the time, they were like super communism too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's probably also plenty of people who would just come here and walk into a grocery store and be like, "Oh my God, they have food," and then that's it.
Word.
Okay.
We're gonna have so much fun with all these mics.
Yeah, I know. What are some other things we can do with it? We can
hold it upside down like in a knife fight situation. You can't hear me because it's totally directional, but
Or you can hold it like this, like it's a fishing line and it's a lure, and it's trying to catch funny things that we're not saying.
Or you're like the buffer guy. It's like, let's get ready to rumble, you know.
Oh yeah, because those come down from the ceiling.
Yeah, we can do all sorts of stuff.
We could
Super
actually use
tech.
these to pretend like we're media to get into events that we're not allowed in. We could just like show up and you can just like hit the bag and be like, "Yeah, we're here with the news. We're just gonna, take some footage and interview some people."
Hi, we're the news. Oh shit, you're the news. Okay.
We're the news. I had a friend who he would get drunk and he would say, "We're the news."
What does that even mean?
It means nothing, but he would always try and come up with these stupid sayings.
God, I hate people that have those.
And he'd start saying them ironically, and one of his other ones was, "What's the haps?" And like, "What's happening?" But he'd say it
What's the haps?
stupid. He'd say, "What's the haps?" And he'd start off saying these things ironically, but then he'd start saying them sincerely. And it was always funny to see how long it took that transformation to happen.
Interesting.
So yeah, what's the haps with our listeners? You guys
Yeah, listeners, what's the haps with you? If you have any haps that are currently happening to you, send us an email.
Hit us up on Facebook.
Hit us up on that Facebook.
With hashtag what's the haps? What's the haps? What's funny is he might actually listen to this.
Also, give me some racial slurs for Indians.
Don't do that.
That you did not find on the internet.
Don't do that.
Just go out into
maybe
the world.
Maybe you can hit us up on Facebook and tell Mark why he's a terrible human being.
I mean, I know why.
Well, I mean, there's probably some things that you're also not aware of.
Like what?
I don't know. That's for our audience to decide.
Hey, audience, what do you not like about me?
Everything. Hashtag what's the haps?
Everything. Wow. That's a lot to rebuild.
No, I think that's something we should actually do. Is we should try and use this to swindle our way into
Panties.
Exclusive. Well, yes, but exclusive events and just interview people, and then that could be maybe a segment for the podcast. Fake real interviews with Mark and Andy.
Your panties do not have to be exclusive events.
What?
For us to swindle our way. I have no idea what I'm saying.
Like if there's a movie premiere here in town, I don't know what there would be. There wouldn't be here because it sucks here.
I mean, no. I feel like anywhere I can swindle my way in with sound equipment, I could probably just like show my student ID and they'd be like, "Oh, okay."
That's actually super smart. Yeah, I like that. This is for a school project. And whatever it is. Like maybe it could be something at the yacht club, and you can say that you're studying boat architecture.
Yeah, I'm studying boat architecture law. The law surrounding
That sounds legitimate.
boat architecture. I have to say it like that too. I have to put the pause like I'm thinking of what it's called. The boat law architecture. Anyway, I guess we need to work on our artistry. How far are we into this?
I don't know.
We're about an hour almost. I think SoundCloud lets us do like 3 hours every month
Okay.
of total time, so
Cool.
that's just a thing that happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dang. If I move to Funky Town, you want to keep doing this like over Skype?
I could be down. Yeah.
All right, cool.
I
I got to make a move to a town that's right for me.
Really? Corpus isn't doing it for you anymore?
Gotta make a move to a town that's right for me.
Got it. Yep.
Talk about it. Yeah.
I actually didn't know those lyrics until just now, so thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome too, listeners.
But
Butte? I don't want to move to Butte, Montana.
Yeah, no, Butte, kind of a shithole. Like, there's literally a giant hole in the earth, and it sucks. But
Yep.
Yeah, sorry for our listeners in Butte. There actually are some people.
Fuck yourself, Butte.
There actually are some people who might listen to this podcast from Montana.
No, well, they can go fuck themselves.
No, Montana's actually a beautiful state.
It's a shithole.
I liked all of it except Butte.
I hated all of it.
You've never even been. I guarantee you haven't been.
You want to bet?
No.
I haven't been, so.
Dang it, I should have bet. I'm not good at gambling.
Woo. Anyway, we need some artwork probably for this thing because I keep fucking it up when I submit it on SoundCloud.
Yeah, so it's just is it just the Sharpie thing?
Yeah, but like it's not even like fully in the little logo square thing profile picture. Like it says like do this many pixels and I do that many pixels or whatever and it cuts off like the D and the S and the ST. Like the last letters of every word.
Oh, dang.
So if we can figure that out, that'd be pretty cool. Probably just need to take different pictures, or I mean, the pictures aren't good. We can probably do something.
Well, I know we're really popular
in Illustrator.
I know we're really popular in the art community, so I'm sure this won't be a problem.
I'm sure it wouldn't.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, no. People from Montana really like it there. Billings was great. Bozeman was great.
Montana
Missoula
sucks
was
balls.
great.
It's a piece of shit place. If you live there, you should go kill yourself or escape immediately. What's going on in Montana? Like, what do they have there?
Cows and beautiful scenery.
I don't think so.
And a lot of skiing. And a lot of
mics. They got a lot of mics there.
whitewater rafting and fly fishing.
Is there only one mic there, and that's why
Regular fishing.
he was such a profound leader and decided to create his own restaurant?
What are you talking about?
Montana
Mics?
Mics.
What is that?
It's a restaurant.
Where?
Places.
I've never heard of that.
It's a thing.
Interesting. They do have great sandwiches there at the
sandwiches.
Yeah, at the Pickle Barrel.
Sounds like shithole. Anyway, Montana, you're a shithole.
Dude,
Piece of shit state.
Stop being mean about Montana.
Montana can go fuck itself.
You're like really gonna irritate like 2 of our listeners.
No.
And then I'm gonna hear about it.
That's 35% of our audience.
Yeah, at least. It's not even counting all the people that listen to us in Japan.
Oh, the Nippon.
Don't you dare making them mad too.
Hey. Japan, you're all right. I mean, you're the Montana of the Orient, but you're all right.
It's probably a good thing. That sounds like a compliment.
I mean, it really is. You got I'm sure you got your own Montana mics. Your Japanese jungs.
Japanese gyms.
I try to say jung, but that's like a Korean name.
Oh yeah.
Japanese
Gym.
gyms. Or is that a Japanese name?
Sure. I'm sure there's a Japanese guy named Jim somewhere.
What kind of games can we play on here? I feel like look up new racist words for ethnic groups is a good game we can keep playing.
No.
I don't know.
I will quit this podcast if you keep being racist.
I mean, that's just who I am.
Well, we'll figure it
just
out.
Me.
We'll make it work.
Okay.
We'll beat it out of you.
Well, no.
Games that we can play on the podcast.
You gonna beat me like a runaway slave?
Maybe we should cut it off there.
Yeah, right at the runaway slave part, so no one hears the rest of this. And my apology. Sorry, you guys can't handle me. I'm too real.
No, just
all right. That's the end of the podcast.
No, cut it off right before that. just cut it off right before. You can end it with "beat me like a," and then just cut it off. No, that's it.
Well, they're gonna assume the worst then.
Well, then it's them being shitty.
This is like a terrible ending. This is like saying goodbye at a family reunion, and you just get caught up talking to each person.
Right, or when you say bye and then you have to walk the same direction to your car as someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. We can listen to it
Solid.
and cut it off somewhere good.
I mean, right here is good.
No.
We even say the name of our podcast so people know what they just listened to.
Well, we can edit that into the end. We can edit it into
Welcome to the end of the podcast, you guys. Bye.
This has been
the end.
Another whatever episode.
Yeah.
Of the Uneducated Statements podcast with me, Andy Abode.
And the title is 66 Inches.
Of
That's
Andy.
a reminder to myself.
Of Andy Abode.
Of Andy. Mark Joseph. Okay.
Okay, bye.
No, we won't.